And what is it with Yorkshire Police Forces? Although Cleveland seems to be the worst overall in all areas, Yorkshire Police Forces must be fighting for the title in the past 12 months. In fact, North Yorkshire Police have now been compared to the Gestapo after it's been revealed that they are guarding borders into the county with number plate recognition cameras in a bid to prevent people leaving Tier 3 areas. North Yorkshire Police said it is using automatic number plate recognition to track people who might try to leave Tier 3 to go to pubs or restaurants. The force warned people could face enforcement action under public health regulations if they are caught making non-essential journeys into the county. This could include £200 fines, doubling for further offences, up to £6,400. Police issued 230 fixed penalty notices for COVID breaches, totaling £35,000 in the county last month. Privacy campaign group Big Brother Watch called the police behaviour totalitarian and warned of a growing surveillance state and a civil liberties landslide. Director Silky Carlo said this is not policing by consent. There's no law prohibiting people from travelling between tiers, and in fact not even a specific underpinning the mass surveillance system that is ANPR. We're now living in a growing surveillance state and a civil liberties landslide. North Yorkshire Police's Superintendent Mike Walker warned police can take enforcement action against you. He added, "I realise there may be some confusion over what is deemed necessary in these circumstances, so I'd like to make it clear here. It is neither necessary or acceptable to leave a Tier 3 area and enter a lower tier area for a day trip or a visit a pub or restaurant for a meal. Please also be reminded that your tier restrictions travel with you and police can take enforcement actions against you if you should breach those restrictions." Superintendent Walker continued, "Those living in Tier 3 areas are advised not to travel out of the area unless it is necessary, such as for work or education. To those living in Tier 3 areas, please do not try to sidestep the tight restrictions in your area by visiting neighbouring Tier 2 areas for a day or night out. If you do, you may inadvertently bring the virus in with you and increase the chance of transmission to local residents." He added, "North Yorkshire is well known for its hospitality and warmth, but right now we have to ask visitors to stay in their own tier area for the health and safety of our most vulnerable residents. If you have a visit planned, please reschedule to a time when we are able to give you a proper welcome to our beautiful county." However, as you would expect, there were many social media users who took exception to these actions. Nick Major commented on North Yorkshire Police's Facebook, "The local Gestapo are at it again." Dave Scott wrote, "Absolutely ridiculous. It's like the Jerry Springer show, these rules. York will be back to Tier 3 soon enough because viruses don't stop at the border." Another, Robert Kowalski, posted on the site, "This is an effing joke. It only takes one to spread." Dr. Sonia Jetta, who is from West Yorkshire but now lives in Holland, said, "Well, who would have thought at the beginning of the year that police patrols on North Yorkshire's border would be a real thing?" David Pendleton from Bradford added, "Dim your lights, use the back roads. The border has been closed." Surveillance Camera Commissioner Tony Porter claimed just last month that police and councils can act like spies let off the leash using ANPR. He said the system, facial recognition and sensors were so advanced it was like what spooks use to target suspects. But he warned there was no statutory oversight for it, unlike the close regulations of the security services methods. Mr. Porter admitted there were huge benefits to the cameras, such as finding missing children or snaring criminals, but he cautioned there were limited restrictions on councils and police using the technology, and watchdogs had no teeth to fight back. He said, because of technological advances and the interconnectivity of these technologies with facial recognition and sensors, the ability of the state through overt technology to track its citizens is now as powerful as that provided by covert techniques. To address all of these issues in a piecemeal fashion does a disservice to the country and fails to recognise the serious impact of the technology. The totality of state surveillance needs to be looked at, and a stronger principle-driven code needs to be introduced that provides for sanctions and the ability for the public to be confident this is being dealt with properly. In May, details of 8.6 million car journeys were accidentally exposed on the internet after a data breach from part of Britain's ANPR network. The database was left unprotected and accessible without a password, potentially allowing anyone to access it and look up individual vehicle movements. Silky Carlo of Big Brother Watch called it an astronomical data breach that has jeopardised the privacy and security of many thousands of people. She said the incompetent management of the appalling mass surveillance system means its administrators will have no idea who has had access to the data, when, how, why or what they might do with it. Detailed journey records of thousands of people could be exploited by criminals and pose a particular risk in stalking and harassment contexts. Councils shouldn't be conducting this mass-scale snooping at all, let alone leaking millions of sensitive records on the internet. ANPR remains dangerously unregulated, deserves serious parliamentary attention. So the police want all this intelligence on us but can't even keep a database password protected. Unbelievable. Big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.